Hey, Carrie, would you at least want to light candles? Awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Okay. Whatever you want to do, yeah. The real struggle is actually getting the light, the match the light. It's always the hardest part for me.
Like a metal holder.
Yeah. Hold on, let's go. All right, welcome, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We got Carrie Brown and Annalise. They're gonna light the candles for us. So thank you so much, you two. Oh, I know, right? You're in a safe space. Everyone here is your friend. Yeah. Amen. Thank you. Okay, you two, come on up here. Just two nature brothers. I wonder how this is gonna feel different. Also, the guitar looks different. It looks smaller.
That's because I'm holding it.
Oh.
No, just
Yikes. Ooh. Okay, so we're on page, I believe it's 128. Yeah. I'll let you guys do your thing.
הנה מה טובו מנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טובו מנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יא לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יא לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יא לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יא לה 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 לה.
We move now to the Chayodi on page 138. We're going to recite paragraphs 1, 5, and 9. We arrive on paragraph 9. I invite you all to rise up and face the entrance as we greet the Shabbat bride.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. 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 שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, ושמו תפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעורר oreri, kiva ore kumi ori, uri shidaberi, kevod Adonai alaich nigla. Lecha dodi lecha kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likra kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'tola, tov emunei am segula, moi galam, lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
You may be seated. And we move now to Shalom Alechem on page 142 of our prayer books.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Ashar, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlakim, Akadosh Baruch Hu. Boakem leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlakim, Akadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlakim, Akadosh Baruch Hu. Zidkem leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlakim, Akadosh Baruch Hu.
And we now continue on page 144 for the Chatzi Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabba Be'elma divrach yotev yamlik malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayerechol beit Yisrael bagala uvizman kariv v'yimeru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam Ulal Me'al Mayam Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yipar V'yipromam V'yitnasein V'yitadar V'yitale V'yitalal Shemei Kedusha B'richu Le'elam Min Kol Berchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Dal Miran Be'alma V'imaru Amen. Turn to page 146 for the Baruch Hu. When you arrive there, I invite you to stand with us.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Baruch et Adonai. Amevorach. Baruch Adonai Mevorach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Leolam Vaed.
You may be seated. We move now to the middle of page 148.
Umaviyom, 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 umevilayla, umavdil ben yom uben layla, Adonai tzvot shemo, el chavechayam, tamidim lo, aleinu leolam vaed. Baruch atah Adonai, amari v'aravim, umaviyom, 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 umevilayla, umavdil ben yom uben layla, Adonai tzvot shemo, el chavechayam, tamidim lo, aleinu leolam vaed. Baruch atah Adonai, amari v'aravim. Ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la la la. Ya la la la, 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 ya la la la. Ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la la la.
I'm now going to read the top of page 151 in the English, and you may join me if you like. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Now turn to page 152 for the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malechuto Leolam Vaed. Move over to page 154 for the Via Hafta. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meyodecha v'hayu hadivarim ha'elem asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinartam levarnecha b'divartam b'am B'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'letecha hava derech, u'shofbecha u'vkumecha, u'kshartam leyot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, u'ktaftam mezuzot betecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et chol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim leloechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeti echem meretz Mitzrayim liot lachem leElohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem. Amen. We now move to the Micha Mocha on page 158.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya 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 la 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 la, ya la ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
On page 162.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בני ובנים בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל ואת השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We now move to the Amidah on page 164. When you arrive there, I invite you to stand with us. Adonai sefartatika ufia v'tehilatecha. Adonai sefartatika ufia v'tehilatecha. Baruch Elohim Sabram, Elohim Sam, Elohim Nam, Elohim Nam, Golden Pasaki, Godri, the Golden Pasco, the Kema, the you may be glad, you may be the man, Melody comes there, you must see on my name. Sing silently until page 180. You'll be seated whenever you like.
Ose shalom bimroma, uya shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Okay, now for some words of Torah. Hopefully, Lila doesn't steal my thunder on this one. We'll see what happens. Yeah, good luck me, I guess. Okay, so in many countries, ours included, we have a famous but quirky legal institution known as the sworn testimony. The sworn testimony, made famous by like every legal drama to ever exist, is a promise that a person will tell the truth in a legal dispute. Each country has their own version, and the version for our country goes like this. Do you solemnly swear that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Well, the sworn testimony is backed by the rule of law via the rules of perjury. Swearing to God still finds its way into this modern oath formula, often emphasized by the fact that the person making the oath has a hand on a Bible or their equivalent of a holy text. And I would like to think that Judaism had something to do with this godly inclusion to our sworn testimony. In our Torah portion this week, there is a verse, Numbers 30, which states, if a person makes a vow to Adonai or takes an oath, imposing an obligation on themselves, they shall not break their pledge. They must carry out all that has crossed their lips. Oaths and vows in the Bible are super important. There is no notary or legally binding contractual obligations in the Torah. So when you make an oath, you are making a mini covenant between yourself and God. Well, these obligations are personal. They are still binding. In the Torah, breaking an oath is a sin. And many of these vows were made by people who want to show extra devotion to God. For example, in modern times, many of us commit to fasting on Yom Kippur, which is a kind of vow. So when I was trying to understand more about vows and oaths in the Torah, I came across a really obscure commentator. His name is Shlomo Ephraim ben Aharon Linshitz. So let's call him Rav Shlomo for short. Anyways, Rav Shlomo was the rabbi of Prague from 1604 to 1619. And he wrote a commentary called Kli Yakar, which means holy vessel. It has a lot to say about vows and oaths. Essentially, he claims there are three kinds of vows that people often make to Adonai: vows of anger, vows of austerity, and vows of commitment. The first kind of vow, which is the vow made in anger, is considered to be not that great, according to Rav Shlomo. He writes, however, the one who vows out of his anger, since it says in Ecclesiastes, anger lurks in the breast of fools, is really no man at all, but more like an animal. In other words, a person loses their capacity to make a binding vow while in anger. A vow made in an emotional state may not have the same meaning when that person calms down. Ironically, we see God do this a number of times in our Torah, where God is so frustrated with the Israelites that in anger, God vows to destroy them all. Then Moses has to come in and remind Adonai how ridiculous that would look after saving them from the Egyptians. The second kind of vow, the vow of austerity, is a bit more complicated. Rav Shlomo writes, the Torah goes deep down into the consciousness of the vower and sees that he forbids for himself something that the whole world is accustomed to permitting. And so apparently, this vow comes out of pride. Clearly, his intention was just to establish himself as a saint. Rav Shlomo considered the vow of austerity, or a vow to give up something, as a vow with a personal agenda. It's like saying, I will never eat olives again because I love God. The reality is that actually I hate olives. So it's a selfish vow because I am not actually giving up something that I like. It's the texture. I can't stand it. Anyways, Rav Shlomo, I imagine, finds this type of oath making as inauthentic and not a true commitment to Adonai, which leads to our third type of vow, the vow of commitment. Rav Shlomo writes, it's only a person who makes a vow with a tranquil mind that can be said to be doing it for God. This is, of course, the preferred Jewish way of oath making. The best example I can think of is when we give tzedakah, or charity. And giving to charity, I'm not only saying that I support this cause, but I'm also saying that I have more than enough and prepared to share what I have. This is a vow of commitment. While Rav Shlomo sets up three kinds of vows, he really only thinks that the last vow is the one worth making. That's that when a vow made in anger or a vow made for just the looks, that's not a true vow at all, because it's not authentic. A true vow is one of reflective commitment to Adonai. And I personally would like to add a fourth kind of vow to this list. I hope Rav Shlomo approves. And that is the oath of responsibility. The reality is that an oath or a vow is a promise. And without the weight of a godly covenant attached to it, promises in our modern society can be made cheaply. And I think the Torah was trying to prevent this. The Torah is trying to say if an oath cannot be kept, then it should not be made. And my takeaway from this one verse in the Torah is that our promises represent our character and our reputation. And to protect those things, each promise we make should have the weight of God upon it. In this way, the vow of responsibility is any promise that we make and not just a sworn testimony. Thank you. We're now going to continue with the Misha Berach, the prayer for healing, on page 371 of your prayer books. In our own community, we're thinking about these people who are in need of healing. Tina Mink, Chris Converse, Jennifer Eskridge, Ian Clift, David Tobias, Katie Flagel, Lindsay Raber, Micah Purdy, Cheryl Lambriani, Laura Allen, Susan Super, Melba Cook, Emmy Webb, Stephen Lamp, Russell Crass, Bill Ross, Alan Friedman, Russ Nog, Ross Rumack, Norma Haas, Ray Ellis, Judy Cantor, Kale Riven, Diane Kaplan, Philip Kaufman, Jane Anderson, Louis Mayer, Lillian Mayer, Ariel Lamp, Emily Weaver, Ginger Spiro, John Johnson, Jackie Ortischek, Aram Edwards, and Alex Bitkanas. If there's someone who you are thinking of, please feel free to say their names out loud in your hearts.
מי שברך אבותינו מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. מי שברך אמותינו מקור הברכה לאבותינו. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We now turn to page 587 of our prayer books. When we arrive there, I invite you to stand with us. $591. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Love each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and we never lift up our hands to conquer fear and doubt, despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the land between the seas, and light this universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. We now turn to the Mourner's Kosh on page 598 of your prayer books. And in our own community, we're thinking about these yard sites this week. Vesta Affey, Scott Affey, Celia Turengau, Phil Keith, Carol Mooney, John Nagel, Harry Pascar, and Richard Schatz. If there's someone who you are thinking of or mourning for, please feel free to say their names out loud in your hearts. Zikronom Livracha, the memories be for a blessing. Yit Gedal v'yit Gedash Shemei Rabbah, v'ilma divrach yotev yamlik machute, v'chayechon uvyamechon uvchayedachol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mibarak le'olam alomei almaya. Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitolal shemei kudashah b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbichata v'nechamata. Da'amiran ve'elma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlam araba min shemaya. V'chayim aleni v'yakol Yisrael. V'imru. Amen. Osei shalom b'imromav. Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleni V'Yakol Yisrael, V'Imru, Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. You may be seated. Okay, announcements. So the big ones are tomorrow, we do have tech study at 10:30, and then tomorrow at 11:30, we'll have a service here in person, and we'll also be honoring Care and Rob for their 50th anniversary. We'll offer a vow renewal for them. So that's all. And then there'll be food after that. So tomorrow we have a lot going on. So you're all invited, of course, to come. So 11:30 is when the service starts. And Mitchell Brothers will be there as well, which is exciting. And so, yes, please come to that. So that's tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, as normal, we have our morning minyan at 8 a.m. over our Zoom room. And it's time to start thinking about high holidays. Which stresses me out just saying that out loud. Yeah, but they're coming. Whether you like, time is linear. You know what I mean? And so we're proud to announce that we've actually hired a cantor to come up here and help us out with it. Her name is her name is Nancy Ginsburg. Yes, and she's great. So we put her up in the Kol Shalom. So there's already a bio on her there. And she's going to be here for the whole time. So it's very exciting. It's our first time we've hired an ordained cantor to come and join us for high holidays. We've been working together for a while now, and it's excellent. So anyways, it's super exciting. Just want to announce that. I'm sure there's other things to announce that I'm missing right now. I'm just trying to think about them. Yes, Seth. We have 2 songs. Jeez. Okay. So 7:35. Gosh, that sounds brutal. 2 in a row? Yeah, me too. All right, we'll go 10 plagues. Hopefully one day you guys will win a game. That's what we're going for here. You did? A couple months ago. Cool, cool. They will be living in infamy, that one game. But I'm excited to win more. Let's do it. Oh, okay. So you're really putting up some points there, though. Yeah, nice. Oh. Yeah, I'm sure exactly what's gonna happen. Great. We're gonna win. We're gonna win on Monday. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Am I forgetting anything else? Anyone else want to chime in? If that's something I'm forgetting, or did I get it all? Camping trip. Thank you. Yes. Okay. So we're having sort of a camping Shabbaton from August 18th to the 21st. We recognize that school is on August 18th. I know, but that weekend is still clear, right? And so we assume that most people will come on the 19th, which is that Friday night. So it's the 18th is just an extra day you can come if you want, but please come that weekend to our camping trip. And there's information about that on our website on frozenchildren.org. So if you want to sign up, you can do it there. It's going to cost, I think, $36, something like that per family. So, yeah, anyways, please come and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then I think that's, polling place. Yes. So CBS, we've adopted a polling place for the August 16th elections. It's Cassoon Elementary, which is on 68th Street between Dowling and Lake Otis. And we need polling workers. So you can get a hold of, either come to me at one point and I'll get your information down and I'll get you sort of lined up and ready to go. But you need to do about 2.5 hour training to be a polling worker. But please, we need poll workers for this August 16th election. So I would really appreciate people who want to do it to come to me and tell me, and we'll figure it out. So there's that going on as well. That didn't, yes, unfortunately didn't get that in time. Yeah, we're still taking that one out, but yes, we'll figure that one out too. And there's one more thing. Yeah, we have a guest speaker next week. She's going to talk about why her whole thing is about the death penalty and why, of course, we don't like it. Us Jews famously don't like the death penalty, so I thought she'd be a good fit for this community. But yes, so instead of me giving a sermon, we're going to have a guest speaker come by and talk about why the death penalty is not good. So please come with that. We have some information about her over here on our walls. If you want to learn more about the lady who's doing this. So it's also on our website or on our Kol Shalom as well. So there's that. Right, man, there are a lot of things. We're doing a lot of things. Yeah, so Leah over here has volunteered to give shofar lessons to anyone that wants them before or after Friday night services. We even have a couple of extra shofars in my office as we speak. So Leah's here right now. So essentially, if you want shofar lessons, you want to blow the shofar for high holidays, which as long as you've got Leah's approval, you can, then this is the time to start practicing. So every Friday and from now until the end of August, Leah will be here to help people who want to practice before and after services. Okay. Yes, and also if you have any of your own shofars, please bring them. We have 4 right now, but I would love to have some extra shofars as well for anyone who doesn't have one and wants to blow. So there you go. There's that going on as well. I think I got them all, maybe. I always think I'm missing a few, but whatever. Next week I'll get them that. Okay. Okay. All right. Closing melody, fellas. What are we doing? Okay. On a page, I imagine. Yes. 128. Maya Hayom. Awesome.
Maya Hayom. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Hayom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Hayom. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Hayom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat
next. So